It's now time for the VP Playback. Let's go. Okay, let's go to Maryville, Tennessee, where the Your High School Sports Game of the Week features the #1 ranked Class 5A Knox West Rebels against the #2 Class 6A ranked Maryville Red Rebels. And oh boy, this is one of those hype games that everyone was excited to see. It's one of those games that really didn't matter that was going to affect anybody in their region, but it was one of those hype games that people want to say who was the king of East Tennessee. Anyway, you got Wraparound Jake Nichols that's going to be calling the game behind the scenes, and walking out through the student section there, you have the Red Rebels, and now busting through the paper, you have the Maryville Red Rebels, and he has a nice crowd excited, waiting for this great game. But oh, Knox West starts it off, but tackled for a loss in the backfield by a host of the Red Rebels. Like I said, this is a game from Rebels against Rebels. Anyway, the Rebels in black, even though they're the Red Rebels, try to start things off, but no gain there this time. Handing it off to #2, Noah Vaughn, but he has nowhere to go. Tackle for loss by Knox West Rebels, in the crowd fired up because this game is 0-0 at the end of the first quarter. But wait a minute, the Maryville Rebels decide with finding it in the corner. Bam! #1 having some fun. DJ Perks with a pass tossed by Carson Jones for the touchdown as the Red Rebels get on the board first. And the student section, oh man, they are enjoying the hype of it all. As you can see, they got 6-0, but actually it was 7-0 in the beautiful Maryville Stadium. Anyway, Knox West turn to strike back, and you can see Jesse looking, but nowhere to go, but he is dumped and he's sacked in the backfield, taken down by Keyshawn Harper and also Jason Maneker. But Red Rebels now have the ball. They hand it off to #2, Noah Vaughn, and he's got to move, breaking tackles, and he's working his way inside the 20-yard line to set the Maryville Red Rebels for another possible score. As you can see, high in the sky, Carson Jones finds in the other corner of the end zone with a spectacular catch by Markel Forkenberry. Yes, sir. Very, very nice. Anyway, Red Rebels taking an early lead in the about the close to the middle of the second quarter, 14-0. Red Rebels now pass it off to the Knox West Rebels. Good gain there for a first down to give the West Rebels a good start to try to come back. As you can see, Jesse looking across the middle. Oh! Man, Six Horde looked like he had a touchdown. He was able just to hold on to the ball. Anyway, he gives the ball back over to Carson Jones and the Red Rebels, and you can see a little toss pass to #2, Noah Vaughn, and Noah Vaughn finds his way past the first down sticks, and he wants more, and he takes it inside gets knocked out of bounds around the 50-yard line. Good hit by West, gets the crowd fired up, but you know what? The Red Rebels said, hey, that's fine, but we still got the first down. Anyway, sets him up in great field position as they're going for their third score. Carson Jones dropping straight back, and he goes for another little screen. This time, dumps it off to #25. That's Phillips, and Phillips takes it down for a first down, and Carson Jones decides to hand it off to Mr. Vaughn, and Mr. Vaughn, breaking tackles, takes it all the way as he gets knocked out of bounds, little inside the 1-yard line. Cheerleaders, oh yes, they love it because they only got maybe a yard to go. Anyway, running a little bit of the Wildcat, boom, taking it in, touchdown, Maryville. That was DJ Burks at the Wildcat position. 21-0. Larry Brown having a little talk with his team there. But the West fans are hanging in there as they got their little homemade shakers there. We're going to have to invest for some bells for them. Anyway, Maryville striking across the middle, finding #1, DJ Burks. Anyway, 1:31 left. Timeout call for Maryville as they regroup to figure out, hey, what are we going to do? Well, what do you think you need to do? Just pass it off to Markel Fortenberry as he takes it down the sideline, and he wrestles his way inside the 10-yard line. Clap it up, of course, for the Red Rebels. As you can see, Coach Hunt yelling at the calls like, you know what to do. Score, Jones, score. Jones like, I'm just going to scroll on in real nice and put more points to the board. 1:06 left in the game. Coach Larry Brown's like, man, I've already had enough, but we can't give up. It's not even halftime, but look at the girls counting with their feet, the kicks, matching the amount of points they have on the board, which is now 28. As you can see, 3, 2, 1, 0. Halftime, Maryville Red Rebels feeling good at the halftime as we let the Knox West Band play for a little bit. West Rebels. Now time for the Maryville Red Rebel Band. Okay, so halftime is over, and Knox West unfortunately has to kick off to Maryville to start off the third quarter. You know, Maryville's looking for another touchdown because guess what? They can get a running clock, but as I'm talking running clock, running down the sideline, 28, the great, don't hate. That's Gage Ledoux. Knowing what to do as the crowd says, oh boy, we feel a running clock coming on. They just need one more touchdown anyway. Carson Jones find across the middle. DJ Burks, you've seen that play before. DJ Burks standing out, scream and shout, but West is screaming and shout with those little homemade shakers. Says, no, we're not giving up. We've got to stop him. But Jones says, wait a minute. Not if I got DJ Burks as he strikes right down the sideline, takes it inside the 10-yard line for the Red Rebels as it sets it up for a possibility touchdown before I can even get it out. Already running in. Red Rebels for another touchdown. I believe that was Jackson Phillips checking it in for a score. And that's going to get that clock running. 35-0. You can see the instant replay there on the big scoreboard. Anyway, Knox West got a lot of work to do if they want to stop this clock. Anyway, scrambling for his life. Jesse, but he's jumped in the backfield. Number 27, Keyshawn Harper with another sack. And Coach Larry Brown's just like, I just don't know what to do here. Anyway, look at the beautiful stadium. As you see all the championships going back since 1964, the state championships for the Maryville Red Rebels. The most latest one was 2019. But you know what? The West cheerleaders, they're not impressed. What they're looking for in the fourth quarter is to at least get a touchdown and stop the clock. Anyway, there's that running clock. 35-0, 9:57, 9:56, and running. Knox West looking to strike, to at least have a little pride in this game and get a first down and more, hopefully a touchdown, but that's a good way to get started right there with the first down this time. Jesse looking, and he's striking, and wide open. Number 3, Anderson Smith for another first down. Excuse me, takes it close to the 35-yard line, but you see those Red Rebel fans, they're just cheering and having fun at this point. Anyway, Jesse right across the middle, beautiful catch, touchdown. I believe that was Jack Lavelle. If not, that was Sterling. I couldn't tell the exact number if that was 30 or 36, but beautiful play, beautiful catch, touchdown. 7:39 left in the game. The clock's going to now stop, but you see those Rebel fans, they're fired up, dancing, shaking their heads, going crazy. They're like, man, we've got this one in the bag. But who's that guy? Oh, that's Zion Reddick. He's talking about the game next week. Guys, the Your High School Sports Game of the Week is going to be those Cyclones taking on Seymour, so he's trying to hype it up for the Cyclones as they prepare for that game. But as you can see, the lights are out, meaning lights are out, meaning lights out, even though the lights are on. Maryville Red Rebels take a big win over the number 1 ranked 5A Knox West team. You see the clock just ticking away. 4, 3, 2, 1. As the team sings to the crowd, it's all done. Maryville wins.
But I think that the